Okay, so there was a time my car broke down and I opened my bonnet, tried to fix it. And then there was this traffic and people started singing, "When am I gonna be what I wanna be?" But it's quite embarrassing. Yeah, I felt like it was embarrassing. It was just embarrassing. And people looking at you thinking that, because the song Dreamer, it felt like, okay, the dreamer is still dreaming,
My father told me life is not a bit.
This is Origins Africa podcast, where we explore the origin stories of people who have made and are making their dreams come true, asking the what, the when, the how, and the why. I'm Osheye, and on this episode, the concluding part of our chat with Olaolu Olugbemiro Tokunbo, popularly called GT Da Guitarman. GT talks about taking a break from music, his dream. We then explore the mistakes, lessons, and embarrassing moments on his journey, his sojourn into business, as well as his recent return to music with renewed passion like he never left. It was Ray Dalio who asserted that it's a fundamental law of nature that in order to gain strength, one has to push one's limits, which is painful. And on the journey to living one's dreams, there will definitely come those moments that will require us to push our limits, and they will be painful. Olaolu Olugbemiro Tokunbo, popularly called GT Da Guitarman, had such moments on his journey. Over the last episode, GT talked about being a daddy's boy, the impact of his dad leaving when he was 11 years old, and what helped him through the period. We explored the defining moments that made GT realize that it was music he wanted to pursue as a career.
People would come to me and say, "GT, you have a great voice, you have this," and even when they would say all those things, I knew I could sing, but then the gravity at which people were coming, I just couldn't deny it,
And how he got his first guitar.
Then a friend of mine, Samuel Ekpanyong, gave me his old guitar. I did repair works on it and I started, and that was how it started.
We also covered GT gaining admission into the Lagos State University, LASU, for a part-time program in 2005. However, GT actually never completed the program.
Okay, so I really don't tell people about this part, funnily. Because I don't want to give my mom heart attack.
She doesn't know to now?
No, she doesn't. She doesn't actually. But for some very foolish, funny reasons, I didn't write my final year 500 level exam. The third year, the 500 level, the third semester, I didn't write it. I just told myself I wasn't going, and I stayed at home.
Even though it was the last one, and you'd be done, and you have your degree.
It's funny, right? I know it's foolish, but I didn't. Yeah, let's have that moment of silence. I didn't, and it's great. Like I just got to the point where the pressure from school was another thing. The pressure was on another level. People. It was part-time though, but it's funny how there was just so much pressure. Trying to get a degree, and also I felt, man, I don't need it. And I left it. Even though I look back now and I'm like, maybe it was a foolish decision, but I still don't need it. And that's the truth.
Then we talked about GT's dream. Since releasing the Dreamers song 16 years ago, we asked if GT's dream had come true.
One very confusing thing, is that, because people keep asking, they keep saying, GT, has your dream come true? My dream was to be heard, My dream was to be heard, and I was heard, and till date, even though GT is easily the most underrated musician in Nigeria right now, and I feel when you say someone is underrated, I feel what it means is that it still has a lot to offer, and thankfully the future is now, and there's just so much that I'm ready to do, and they say old wine tastes better. Yeah. I definitely feel that I taste better now. I made a lot of mistakes, personal mistakes, and but then life is a journey, it's not a destination. The fact is, music is something that I love, and music is something that I would always have. Music is something that I would always share. Sometimes I would leave the scene. Sometimes I would decide not to want to sing again. But whenever I do, I would communicate and I'll talk to my people.
And we went a bit further. In those moments when GT felt like he didn't want to sing, were there triggers? Were there stuff that had happened that led him to want to take a break?
I could remember when I left Storm Records. I left Storm Records in 2010, 2011. They just dropped the album. I wasn't comfortable with the way they were pushing the music. I wasn't comfortable with a lot of things. And then I decided to leave.
Weren't pushing it so much, or when you say you weren't comfortable, what do you mean?
They weren't putting in as much passion as I expected. And coupled with the fact that my contract already expired, and I felt, okay, with the kind of goodwill and the love the brand was getting, then I felt that I could just launch myself out and just put my fate in my hands, But then it was quite difficult, the things that I thought would be easy were hard. The things I thought would be hard were easy,
Things like what?
I mean, I got a lot of love from people. I mean, people shot free videos for me. People recorded my songs for free. I actually left Storm on 0 naira. So it was pretty difficult to pay for the seemingly simple things, and but I got a lot of love. I got a lot of promotion from radio stations who were vibing to the GT brand. But then it was just not enough. It wasn't enough to kickstart the brand. And I decided, okay, let me try my hands on business. And business became something business is like a world, a different world entirely. So it was difficult to want to do business and also concentrate on music. So like I was losing the grip. And until last year, I mean, it's funny, it wasn't like I wasn't pushing music really. While I was doing the business thing, I was still trying to push music, but it was hard. It was just, and people would just keep saying, GT, where are you? But they don't know that, they don't know what you're going through, that you're also trying to balance things to make good music for them. But then until I decided last year to leave everything that I was doing, because I also had a lot of distractions. I wanted to be a miner. I wanted to be, and I did mine. I became a miner. I managed quite a number of sites. I managed a site in Oru, a quarry site in Oru, in Ijebu. I also did supply sharp sand for the CCEC project.
How did you get into mining?
Okay, so my sojourn into the mining world, another story entirely. Okay, so there's I actually started with All Age. I could remember how I got into All Age also. A friend of mine who knew that I'm always that go-to guy when you need to get stuff done. He called me up and he was like, "Oh, some of my friends need trucks to all their products. Can you get them trucks?" So I was able to get those people trucks. Eventually, I became their operation manager. Eventually, the person we were getting our briefs from eventually became my partner. I just kept climbing the ladder of, till I became like a big time miner myself. And because of the GT brand, it made a lot of things easy for me. when people were very, eager to work with me as a miner. I ended up working on talc sites, on kaolin sites, on sharp sand sites, on different sites that I managed. Some of them I owned, and up until last year, I was still, even this year, up until this year, I still mined. This year, but I left angrily and I picked up my guitar and I said, no way, I'm no longer doing this again. Up until up until February 18th, I was still in the bush, because February 18th was when I dropped my resignation letter and I said, no more, I'm going back to music. February 18th this year.
GT also delved into Forex trading.
Well, I still trade Forex. Forex, one of those things that I picked up and I enjoy a lot. Forex trading. I'm an Elliottician. Yeah, I do a lot of Elliott wave theory. I mean, from my mathematics background, I love anything that has to do with figures. It usually interests me. So I do Lucas, I do Gran, I do Lucas, I do Gan, I do Fibonacci, Elliott wave, basically.
Interesting. Okay.
So why did GT feel the need to return to music? He seemed to be making great strides in the mining business and making good money with better prospect and certainty more than music.
Mining, very, very, very certain. I mean, you just have to, even though it came with its own challenges anyway. I mean, I was duped a few times while trying to get trucks and all that. But I feel I finally got it. I finally got it that if there was anything, or if there is anything that I would rather live and die for, I got it that if there was anything I wanted to die for, it was going to be music. And that was just it. I realized that, and also I have 2 kids. I really don't want them to see me as a miner. I don't want to be known as a miner or any other thing aside being a musician. But then you can imagine being on site and people are singing your song. Then you wonder, and a few people would also still call you and they'll be like, GT, you are not supposed to be here. Even though I was their boss, they'll be like, oh, boss, you are not supposed to be here. Go back to music, and the fans will stop sending messages that GT, where are you? My email is filled up with GT, where are you messages. My DM filled up with, and also the fact that I knew that the reason why I was doing it, or the reason why I even deviated in the first place, was because I needed to raise funds for music. So I just felt, man, it's time to get back. And 2020 was the year that did it for me, basically. That gave me that snap back.
In hindsight, did GT have any thoughts as regards why Storm Records hadn't promoted his album as he would have liked?
I really can't tell, but then the fact is, shortly after I left Storm, every other artist that were signed under Storm also left. So I think Storm also liquidated shortly after. So I guess they were probably facing some issues, management issues and all that, maybe, and I think one of the issues I think Storm had then was that there were just too many artists. In as much as we were like family, there were just too many artists. And my then CEO, who is still my boss, is someone who has, he has a very soft heart, and his passion for music. He wanted to help everyone, He wanted to support everybody, to give everybody a chance. But then people would feel disgruntled. People would feel like, man, time is of essence, man. You can't just keep me waiting. So I feel he meant well. He is someone who he has genuine love for entertainment. That I can tell you. He's someone who has genuine love for entertainment. I know he will still come back some way, somehow he will still get to own a label. OB cannot do without you cannot do without music. It's someone who is addicted to music.
At the point when GT was leaving Storm, what was on his mind? What was next for him since he hadn't any money?
For me, money has never been my my defining has never been my defining factor, really. Whether I have money or not, I would always be GT. I'm a very strong-willed person, and I really just feel that. I mean, as at then, I was just like, man, I can do it, and I just went for it, and I was like, I mean, what's there to lose, really? There was nothing to lose. I mean, it was either I was still going to be there, or I tried to do my thing myself, and I tried doing it. I mean, at least I tried. I dropped a few videos. I was able to shoot a few videos before I decided to hands up again.
What were the stuff you thought would be easy and you found difficult after you left Storm?
Getting investors. Man, getting investors, I thought it was going to be easy. But I think I would blame my I mean, I'm not that type of person that likes to bow to people, and getting investment in Nigeria is not even about your proposal. It's really about how you can, just suck up to people, and I'm never that kind of person, I'm just never that kind of person. So it made it difficult. I would always tell people that if it is not by merit, then I don't want it. But now I think I'm open to grace and favors.
What changed?
I mean, the fact that I have 2 kids that need to be taken care of, it made me understand. I mean, I learned that you cannot be broke and still be stubborn. It's a bad combination.
So how long did GT go on for after leaving Storm Records in 2011 before deciding to take a break?
2011, when I left Storm, I decided to go into music production, which was another part of me that I developed. Okay, so if I'm to looking at everything, looking back at everything, I feel the things that I actually see that distracted me, or the things that I went into, I see them as things that I would eventually still do in future. Like mining is something that I'm really passionate about. I still want to own 15 trucks, 2 bulldozer, 2 excavators, and I want to really go into mining big time. I still have that dream. Nothing is stopping it. For Forex trading, I mean, I definitely want to, that's where I'm going to invest. That's where I've been investing all my money. If I make small change, I want to multiply it with my Forex knowledge. Another thing I went into was music production. I went into music production, and today I was able to release an album. I mean, I was able to produce and release an album myself. The album Baked featured Yemi Alade, featured Patha Rankin, featured Rugged Man, featured who else? Chocolate City's Price.
The album came out 2015, I think.
Yeah. 2015, 2016, I think. But that was the last album I released. I started working on another one, which had Wired the Money and Ifedaku. And that was when I got married and I decided to just go into other things.
In describing the title of his 2015 album, Bake, GT said, "When you go through fire, it either burns you to ashes or it bakes you, makes you a better person." So at the point of releasing the album, GT had gotten baked. A better person, a better artist, a better writer, a better singer, and a better businessman too. What were some of the fires GT went through after leaving Storm Records, which then got him baked?
I mean, like, you know how you would think that people got your back? And I mean, I saw how people would just avoid you when you need their help. I learned that lesson. Leaving Storm, it came with a lot of, I mean, I also had this huge fallout with my former boss, Olisa Dibwa. who, I mean, and yeah, the financial part was the major issue, really. The financial part, having to want to live like an artist on a low budget artist. It was pretty hard. Paying for the studio sessions, paying for the recordings, paying for the videos. It was pretty hard.
And was it in those moments you had started mining, or how were you making ends meet between 2012 and 2015?
I mean, it was just God. But the truth is, I was still doing shows. I mean, and which is the funny part, yeah? I still get to do events. And not something that is, like what them Whiskey and Davido are making. But then I still get to do events. And for anyone who can manage himself, I mean, 200, 300K and there is enough to cover cost and,
What were some of the mistakes GT made on his journey?
A lot of mistakes. I mean, ever stopping music in itself, I feel it was a huge mistake for me. I mean, I shouldn't have. They say when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. I shouldn't have. I should have maintained.
But there's also reality, though, in the sense that you had responsibilities and you were able to meet them. So you decided to put music on hold.
But the solutions could have come. But the solutions, I get you. But the solutions could have come from music, right? Could have. I mean, I could have just stayed put and just. It could even have been the right atmosphere that would inspire the next hit song, don't you think?
True.
Now, on the one hand, there is the school of thought that says follow your passion. On the other hand, there is a perspective of making living first, and once you have made enough money, you then follow your passion. Of course, this is assuming that you live long enough. We asked GT for his thoughts on both schools of thought.
So, I mean, whatever works for you, really. But if I'm to advise anyone, I would say follow your dreams. If you follow money, money will never be enough. But your dreams can actually come true, and that's the thing. And when your dreams come true, if your dream is actually juicy enough, it should be able to get you all the things you need. So I don't know, if your dream is money, chase money. If your dream is if your dream is to make a change, then it doesn't really take money to make a change. You don't need money to make a change. Like, I feel nothing really beats following your dreams, really. Because I remember back then, it wasn't like I had money before I started, before I became GT. I didn't have money. I was just doing my thing, So I would tell everybody out there that cares to listen that if you mistakenly go down that path of wanting to chase money, you might not come back. Because business has a life of its own. Business is another world entirely, and it will suck you in. So if you want to do music, get so good that you would attract people who have money. Become so good that money will come after you, and that's what I would say, man. But it's your choice. I mean, I understand that people need to pay their bills and all that thing, but all the while that you have not paid your bills, have you died?
In just a moment, we'll explore GT's embarrassing moment, most alone moments, and life lessons. Stay with us. I'm Oshaye, and you're listening to Origins Africa podcast. Hi, dear listener. If you love our show, please leave us a review on iTunes and Apple Podcast. You can also send us a tweet or comment on Instagram at OriginsAF. We love to read from you. Nopes, not later. Yes, I read your mind. Do it now. Thanks a lot. Also click the subscribe button and share with a friend. Let's make a difference together, one origin story at a time. Catch our one-to-one newsletter where we share with you one lesson, 2 quotes, and 1 question from each episode published. You'll find it at originsafrica.substack.com. originsafrica.substack.com. If you like it, please click the like button, leave a comment, share with a friend, and subscribe. Also, you can now watch video snippets of some of our guest interviews. Simply go to Origins Africa Podcast on YouTube, Origins Africa Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, like our videos, and share. Let's make a difference together, one origin story at a time. Hi guys, welcome back to Origins Africa Podcast. What are some of the embarrassing moments GT has had on his journey?
Quite a number. I mean, embarrassing moments. Okay, so there was a time my car broke down and I opened my bonnet, tried to fix it, and then there was this traffic and people started singing, "When am I gonna be what I wanna be?" It was quite embarrassing. Yeah, I felt like it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing.
How did you feel? You wanted to talk about it.
I mean, it was just embarrassing, and people looking at you, thinking that, because the song "Dreamer." It felt like, okay, the dreamer is still dreaming, and it felt embarrassing, but the car I was driving there was it was a good car. And then the next minute I saw it in one of the blogs that GT's car broke down, something, and they painted it in one funny way. It was quite embarrassing.
What did you learn the hard way on your journey?
What did I learn the hard way on my journey? I think understanding that it's okay not to have everything figured out. I think it's something that I learned, that, and also the fact that the universe would always, come through for you. That's one thing I learned. Just do your bit and leave the rest to God. I'm this kind of person who I always like to, leaving things to fate is always hard for me. I always want to just, if it's not working, I try to do other things, and I can multitask a lot. So I feel that it's just that simple, It's okay not to have everything figured out. Just keep working. The answers will come.
Okay. If you were to go on this journey again, is there anything you would do differently?
Yeah, definitely. I'll never stop. I wouldn't have left music. That's one. That's the only thing, really. Every other thing I did, and less distractions also. I would definitely be less distracted. But every other thing would remain constant.
When have you felt most alone on this journey?
That was last year. When I got divorced, and that was the moment.
Sorry about that. And what helped you through it? Music?
Yeah, it was music. Music helped me through. Music did. I mean, I started writing from last year to like today. I must have written well over 800 songs. And
800.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, and that was the reason why in February this year, February 18th, it was almost like my spirit was crying, and it was like, man, you need to get back to music, and trying to mine wasn't just cutting it for me. I just had to leave everything, and I'm back doing my thing.
So looking back through the years now, what are key lessons you've learned that you'd like to pass on to the listeners? One
very vital lesson that I learned is that life doesn't always turn out the way we plan, but it would always turn out well at the end of the day. That's one lesson that I learned, and also I learned that, people would say, people are always scared of falling, but when you fall, you find out that it's really not that terrible. Falling is for you to learn, for you to pick yourself up and, see what made you fall and avoid it the next time. It's an experience. Failure is when you actually stop. It's not when you fall. Failure is actually when you give up and say you are no longer doing it again. And then life is a journey, it's not a destination. There are no mistakes, there are just chances that we've taken.
Okay. You talked about falling. Was your fall when you decided to take a break from music, or was it something else?
Yeah, absolutely. It was when I decided to not even take a break. At some point I left and I wasn't interested in it any longer.
Looking back as well through the years, looking at how much you've been able to achieve and accomplish, would you ascribe your success to luck or to your hard work, skills, and talent?
Obviously, hard work, skills, talent. Because for me, I really don't think if you tell me I'm lucky, I would fight you because every single thing that I accomplished, I actually worked hard for it. I can beat my chest and tell you that I worked hard for it. But then still, I need a lot of luck right now, because the fact is, if I'm supposed to weigh the amount of work that I've put into this and what I've been able to get out of it, it's really not, it's not it's not commensurate. So I need a lot of luck now. I need luck and less hard work, maybe. But just kidding. But the thing is, I feel hard work pays. Definitely, hard work pays. You would get what you work for at the end of the day. Hard work definitely pays. And definitely, and also I'm coming for everything that I have not been able to get over the years, and I feel excited. My understanding of life is actually very different now. I feel that some people are late bloomers. Some people will pick up later than others, and I feel that I'm one of those people, and I'm about to blow your minds away in the next few years, and that's what I'm excited about. I'm excited because I know that I am the one writing my story. I know that I am the one 100% in charge of my destiny, and I know that everything that I want, they are not things that I cannot have, so I'm definitely coming for everything, and I'm coming for the Grammys also. And Oshei, please let them know that I'm coming for the Grammys. Oshei, sorry about that. Oshei, let them know that I'm coming for the Grammys.
Okay, that's great. In your low moments, what helps you through them today?
Like motivational quotes, a lot of it. I don't watch TV.
Why
So,
not?
because it's just really boring. It's just really boring.
You could be watching, live performances, videos of artists and stuff like that.
Unfortunately, I don't watch my performances.
Okay.
I don't even listen to my. I don't listen to my songs.
Why not?
Because I spend too much time creating music than wanting to listen to a past, recording of myself. When I can just sing it live now, why am I concerned about what I?
Sure. What about other artists?
Lately, I started listening to a few artists. new artists, because I mean, I'm very intentional about understanding the market and understanding what the vibe, what the frequency the people are vibing to at the moment is. So I've been listening to a lot of artists, mostly upcoming artists.
Okay. Yeah, you're talking about what helped you through low moments. So you're talking about motivational quotes. You don't watch TV. What else?
Pretty much. I mean, music, my music, my guitar. I mean, I'm always playing my guitar, and my manager has been very helpful. And Kaiso, she's been really amazing. Whenever I'm going through my episodes, she's always there to pat me on the back and say, "Go get it, baby." So I feel, and also my
episodes often.
No, I mean, like it's just normal. We all have those moments when we're tired, we're frustrated, but then it doesn't cost a thing to smile,
Okay. Yeah, let's talk about your kids.
I mean, so my kids also, I mean, the thought of them, it's enough to get me through whatever thing I'm going through. And I've not seen them in a while, but I definitely know that if there's any memory that I want to leave in their mind, in their hearts, in their thoughts, it's the image of a Grammy Award winning GT. And I can't wait to get I can't wait to get the Grammy Award for my daughter. And that's everything that's everything for me. That would be everything for me, really. Giving my daughter a plaque and saying, "Baby, I did it."
So apart from motivational quotes, what other habits and practices?
Affirmations. I mean, every morning, I take early morning walks. 5:30. I mean, we have like a 30 minutes walk every morning, and affirmations. I mean, writing my goals down and following it through every day. I mean, I have this well-structured plan every day. I always plan my day. I always plan my week also, and we're always constantly discussing about the GT brand. I and my manager, there is no hour that we are not discussing about the GT brand. We are always talking about the GT brand, and really there are no distractions anymore. I'm really not thinking of how to raise funds for anything. I just focus on the music. That's just been it for me.
Okay. What's your advice to the listeners?
Follow your dreams, man. If you're not following your dreams, then what are you doing? Really, because you can actually make your dreams come true. It's just that simple. It's about planning. I mean, if like this is what I do, yeah. I just see into the future and I say, okay, it's going to be December in 5 months. Before December comes, I want to plan. And I make plans that, that would help me ease into December and actualize whatever goal or whatever thing I'm trying to achieve, around that time. And I think making your dreams come true is just about focus. People are just not focused enough, on their dreams. If you are focused on it, you would get it. It's just that simple.
Is it really that simple?
It's Oshe, my dreams came true. Like forget it. Forget the fact that we are no longer singing as we used to right now, but we are coming. But the fact is that a boy from Mao 2 came and invaded your homes. And that's the thing. A boy from Mao 2 came, invaded your homes, and made hit songs for you guys. My dreams came true, my brother.
Okay. What of those dreams have come true, but it's not necessarily translated to financial independence?
Which is, I mean, I told you.
Or can your dreams come true without attaining financial independence?
Okay, so Oshe, it depends on on what your dreams are. If your dream is to make money, yeah, maybe you would need money to be able to validate that your dreams has been actualized. But if your dream is to be a musician, is to make hit songs, I mean, you can make a hit song. I have made hit songs.
Definitely.
I have performed the length and breadth of this country. I've performed in a few African states. I've performed. So, like, money will finish. You get, no matter how much you have, it will finish. So I really wouldn't like anyone to define their dreams with how much they have. Money will finish. But make sure that you keep dreaming. You keep pushing beyond the confines of your boundaries. You know, you keep pushing, you keep trying to do more. That's basically what it is.
Okay. How do you unwind? Well, apart from strumming your guitar, how do you have fun?
Honestly, I do not. Thinking of it, I do not think I unwind. Maybe I'm always whining. I'm always whining. But then, I mean, I take morning walks, like I said earlier, and sometimes I get to work out. I have this app on my phone that I'm always using. What else? What do I do? I'm always on the internet, but not. I don't like Instagram. For some reason, I'm always just reading. I love YouTube more, really. Aside the internet.
What do you watch often on YouTube?
Motivational videos on life, videos just talking about life, really. Those are the things you would find me watching often.
If you were in my shoes, is there any question you'd have asked yourself that I've not asked you yet?
Honestly, I don't know. I think we've touched everything, right?
Who would you like me to interview next?
My very good friend Biola Adebajo is someone who I feel his story is quite inspiring. You know, he recently won this federal government SME award something by Moshibajo.
Okay.
By the vice president. The MSME award.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he won on technology for his company called Easy Blob. I mean, he's doing quite great, and I really feel is someone that would motivate a lot of people out there. There are quite a number of people also that I feel their stories need to be heard.
So upcoming artists, is there anything they need to be conscious of as they go into the music industry, or do they need to have a good understanding of to succeed or to thrive?
I just feel if you are what you say you are, then you should like, okay, there's a song. I'm actually going to quote the lyrics. It says, "If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear. The crowd is here." You know, if you are what you say you are, then you get to prove it. But when the time comes to prove what you've got, I hope you are fully loaded. That's just all I'm going to say. I hope you're fully loaded, because I mean, if you're not, now is the time to keep rehearsing, keep writing those songs, keep getting better. I mean,
We didn't talk about Ember Entertainment, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, Ember Entertainment is a company I started immediately after leaving Storm Records, and we had big dreams, big dreams, and
what were some of the dreams that you had?
I mean, to take over the entertainment scene, which we are back, which was back at.
It was a record label, right?
Yeah, Ember Entertainment was a record label. It was my indie record, label.
Okay. Now you're back, so you're also taking a break from that as well.
No more taking breaks. So this is how GT is going to die. which is in like 90 years to come anyway. But this is the platform. I mean, it's going forward from here. Trust me, I really cannot emphasize it enough. But the truth is, there is a storm brewing right now. And if I tell you that I'm coming, then I'm coming. I'm actually coming.
I like that.
And make sure you keep this interview, because we are going to play it back and talk about all the things that were said.
Definitely. Thanks a lot. Great time chatting with you.
Salute, man.
Will you do something on Origins Africa? Or would you sing one of your personal songs that relates to origin stories of people and people living their dreams? Which one?
When am I gonna be what I wanna be? When am I gonna see what I wanna see? Time is ticking and I can't wait no more. We on Origin Africa, Origin Africa, Origin Africa, yeah. We on Origin Africa. It's your boy GT Da Guitarman. Peace.
Thank you.
That's Olaolu Olugbemiro Tokunbo, popularly called GT Da Guitarman. He's a singer, songwriter, guitarist, and producer. Thank you for listening to our show this week. If you liked it, do leave us a review, a comment, and share with your friends. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend and to tell another friend. We would also love to read from you, so please do send us a tweet or leave a comment on Instagram at OriginsAF. You can also write to us at originsafricapodcast@gmail.com. Remember, do subscribe at wherever you get your podcast: Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud, amongst others. Catch our 1-to-1 newsletter, where we share with you one lesson, 2 quotes, and 1 question from each episode published. You'll find it at originsafrica.substack.com. originsafrica.substack.com. And of course, if you like it, please click the like button, leave a comment, share with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe. I'm Oshaya, and you've been listening to Origins Africa Podcast. Bye for now.
My father told me life is not a bitter road.